on Metalopolis.
And we are about to start this game. Do we have any oGsTOP fans in the crowd? Please make some noise for your Korean star.
And if you would like Fenix to pull the comeback, give a cheer for Fenix. Fenix now spawning in the right position as the blue Terran on Metalopolis. In the north position, we do have oGsTOP as the red Terran.
So I wonder what is going through Fenix's mind right now. Having lost that first game, this is a best of 5, so he still has a lot of space to come back into this game and pull it back around to try and claim that third place podium position. But I don't know what he will be thinking. Then again, I wonder if he's going to try to do anything out of the ordinary. I expect a lot of players to try to do this, but every time I say this, they always play so standard. No one taking any risks anytime early in the game.
Does look like neither player just doing anything too nuts. The one thing I would note is that both of them are very good about doing this pairing up of workers on one mineral field. That's going to increasingly become a standard tiny tactic to gain a little bit of an edge. Both players having those supply depots starting at almost identical times, having them nicely tucked away. Fenix is clogging one key hole in his base between these two geysers. Also, these holes at the right are very easy for Marines and Blue Flame Hellions to squeeze through, so key to shut those down early.
That's actually a good point with the Blue Flame Hellions. On each base, obviously, you have this ventilation system towards the back. And Blue Flame Hellions can be so good if you manage to get a drop in there. And what we haven't seen really in this tournament, we have a lot of games been played on Metalopolis. Previously in a lot of other tournaments I've casted in and played in, everybody used to put a pylon or a supply depot in there. But in this tournament, we've actually seen no one do that, and that has been a difference. Like when we saw the cannons be placed there by Mana in that game against Soccer, didn't see it, and we've seen other occasions as well. So if Fenix managed to do that with Blue Flame Hellions, he could get a huge lead and maybe do a Tyler to him.
So we do see oGsTOP sending his SCV out around the same time as Fenix. Generally, if you're scouting this direction first, you're really worried about a close, intense game. If you're worried about cheese, you're going to scout along this path so you can pop by this Xel'Naga watchtower to see if any barracks are being constructed in the middle. So both players clearly have a game plan that extends onto the later stages. Fenix getting one Marine, and then again the tech lab on the racks.
Wonder what that tech lab's going to be used for. Probably not a Reaper. You want to get the Reaper out as soon as possible to get into the base to scout. If you get a Marine first, it's going to come out a little bit later, and he's going to have more Marines able to defend this. And the factory has gone down for oGsTOP before the second refinery. If we go over to Fenix's base, he's gone for the refinery before the factory.
Wow, Fenix really does love these Reapers, getting that at his barracks with the tech lab add-on, getting the very early second gas, very far ahead of his opponents. We do see that the second gas is only just now started for top. The second gas finished for Fenix. There's the factory coming down as well. Clearly, Fenix just likes to have that scout advantage. He wants all the SCVs in the middle of the map dead and hunted down by that Reaper. And in the meantime, oGsTOP just relying on his straight-up solid fundamentals.
And I think oGsTOP might be proxying Starport in the bottom here. He's got this SCV there. The factory is just about to finish. Are we going to see a Starport being put down day 9? Are we going to see it?
Nah.
Oh, we're going to see it. It doesn't look like him. He's got the tech lab on the factory. I thought that might have been a possibility. We'd have seen him do it in a previous game, but the Reaper is in the base of oGsTOP, not seeing too much. Sees the barracks and the factory. Doesn't see any Starport though.
Looks like that Reaper's going to back off. Just wants to control this Xel'Naga watchtower again. In these close positions, in vertical positions as we call them on Metalopolis, this watchtower is so important to just keep an eye on those attack paths.
And the Starport has been put down now for oGsTOP in his main, not on the proxy location. So he's going to keep this SCV for further scouting, and in it moves now to see if there's any expansion, to see what he can get, well, to see if he can get any information, should I say. And he's moving in. The Marine does spot it and is moving to take it out.
Now, it is very useful for Fenix that he did that build in the last game, even though it did lose, because in a best of 5, it is so important that you keep messing with your opponent's head. So what did we see come out of Fenix? He went Reaper and then expanded. In this game, he's going Reaper into his usual play. Now, for the record, Fenix does this exact opening about 80% of his Terran versus Terrans, but by opening up with a slightly more unusual Reaper then Command Center, we see Top is constantly worried about it, even continually checking here with that hidden SCV.
This is quite interesting. He scanned over the starport, seeing something was building. I don't think he's going to expect a Raven to come out. He might actually overreact and switch up the starport with the reactor in his base and get a ton of Vikings out, which are going to be basically useless. Expansion's going down for both players now. oGsTOP opting to build it in his main, and Fenix building it right down on the natural itself.
So it turns out my favorite thing to talk about in this series is this Reaper. But honestly, again, by getting this Reaper out and getting that vision, notice that in the oGsTOP cam, he just has his own base. Everything's holed up. It looks like there's quicksand on the ramp because the tank is just kind of hiding its wheels underneath there. But again, keeping everything back. But if you go to Fenix's vision, he has complete vision on the map, and that's why he can build this command center a little farther forward.
And a Reaper has come in to do some distraction, but at the same time, there's a drop at the back of the base by Fenix, going to take down the supply depot. I think that's kind of not what he expected. I don't think he expected the supply depot to be there. Wanted to get into the mineral line and do a distraction with the Reaper, but it's still okay. He manages to take a supply depot and supply cap his opponent.
There's the command center going down as well. Looks like there's an orbital command, a turret going down by the orbital command. The medevac taking some serious hits. It's down to 20 health. It needs to unload, and oh no!
One Marine survives. All his friends burn and crash down, unfortunately. Not going to be a happy Marine when he retreats to the others, telling him the epic story of his friends.
Yeah, what a devastating tale. If there was a Starcraft RPG, that would totally be an optional backstory you could have. The lone surviving Marine in the medevac.
That actually has one kill too. That is the Marine that killed the supply depot.
Yeah, I wrecked that inanimate object. So there is the orbital command getting morphed at the natural expansion. Gas going down now for oGsTOP. A lot of barracks coming up for Fenix, and this really is his comfort zone. Getting the siege tanks up for the defense at the natural, but using nothing but medevac drops to distract the opponent. The reason players generally have half-filled medevacs in this matchup is because it's so easy to lose them.
And that Reaper, as you said early on, is actually really key. If he hadn't have got that there, the SCV would have got a lot closer to the base, seeing the timing of the expansion, seeing exactly what Fenix had, but it's still there, and the Marines did move out to deny that scouting. And +1 infantry weapons is being upgraded for Fenix, and that's going to help out a lot.
Yeah, we do see a lot of Marines coming out right now for oGsTOP. He is doing the usual 3 barracks, 1 factory, 1 starport. There's the engineering bay just now started. Looks like he started a turret and canceled it because he was worried about the Banshee, but there's the infantry weapons +1. There are more Vikings popping out right now. No 4th gas for Fenix, but still pretty even match at this point. We see that oGsTOP is a little bit ahead as a result of picking off that medevac.
Ooh, and this, I'm going to call it a time and attack. It's not, I don't think he means to do it, but the reactors are only just now finishing on these 2 barracks, which means he had to cut a lot of units out for a long time. And now oGsTOP is moving down. Siege tanks are in good position, though.
Oh, getting some good key shots. That is so important that Fenix sprinted up to this location because all these barracks are vulnerable from siege tanks on the low ground. There's the scan from oGsTOP. He's realizing that there ain't too many units there to defend, so it looks like he might be going in for the stim. There he does, running up, but again, key mistake, losing all of his Marines. The Vikings land on the high ground. He picks off everything. Oh, blunder by oGsTOP.
And that's not good at all. He had a lot more units going into that fight and comes out with a less amount of units. And Fenix cleans that up rather nicely. That's a problem with Terran versus Terran, is that you can't, well, unless you have a clear amount of more units than your opponent, it's not advisable to walk into a siege tank line. He tried that then and lost a lot of units.
Looks like more Marines and Marauders being produced, and now Fenix going to try to press his advantage, try to get that vision advantage, as we call it, the air advantage. He just wants to make sure his opponent stays low on Vikings. He's going to run in here, try to pick off any air unit that he can, even perhaps camping by that starport. Some very key timings right now by Fenix. He would love to pick off Vikings that pop out, and it looks like he might just barely do it, and another drop at the back door.
Another drop at the back door is going to take down the supply depot once again. Vikings are picking off other Vikings, though. 2 goes down. Is it going to be a 3rd? Yeah, 3rd goes down. He's got to be careful, though, because Marines are doing a lot of damage, and it forces him out. But the drop was successful, taking out another supply depot, supply capping our Korean pro.
And it looks like, oGsTOP comes out barely ahead in that exchange. In the meantime, Fenix is taking the bottom expansion. This is Fenix's comfort zone where he can continue to be aggressive.
Continuously aggressive, of course, whilst taking this expansion as well. Very nice. but it looks like oGsTOP might be gearing up for another round in the middle of this map. Though Fenix has control of the Xel'Naga Tower, he's going to see this coming, should be able to siege up in time, but he doesn't really have that many units.
Uh-oh, it looks like Fenix does get the initial siege, but oGsTOP is consistently pressed in awkward situations and lost a lot of Marines. Now Fenix getting the first few shots off, trying to reinforce. There's the double factory and the redrop by Fenix in the back of the main. oGsTOP feeling very awkward in this position. This is the way Fenix wins his Terran vs. Terrans, killing off Marines, killing off all the SCVs in the back of his opponent's base. oGsTOP trying to run back to reinforce. The dropship will fall, but the damage has been dealt. Fenix has the key position here in the center, and this expansion is almost done.
Very nice play. What I'd like to see from Fenix actually is to pick up his tanks, come across his gold, and set up an attack on his opponent's gold, and then get the high ground advantage, because that could be really key. Obviously, Terran versus Terran is all about positions, and hold that thought though, because oGsTOP is coming in with a Marine counter drop onto the main mineral line of Fenix.
Oh, and such unfortunate timing there. Fenix's tanks just did pop out, but it doesn't look like Fenix is yet noticed. He could begin sieging up, but a lot of SCVs are falling very, very rapidly. Are there any Vikings out right now? And it looks like Fenix also sneaking over to the right. Oh no, he doesn't actually see anything. And it looks like, no, the Vikings will be able to catch up. Another kind of lost exchange. Well, it seems like these lost units are a little bit embarrassed to have been spotted so easily. One Marauder does die.
It's like that one Marauder with Red Health's like, hey guys, I got a brilliant plan, let me try this out, and it really didn't work. Vikings are going down, and it looks like oGsTOP will, oh no, not get the last one. The last one will land safe and sound.
You see that this third expansion by oGsTOP is going down by his natural. The bottom for Fenix is now morphing into a planetary fortress. Still, this siege tank line in the center is helping Fenix keep a nice stranglehold over the center of the map, but this is going to be very big if he can possibly pick this off, but Fenix has a couple too many units behind.
And actually, this game, Fenix has combat shields, but oGsTOP running in.
Oh no! There were too many units behind, and oGsTOP did not see them, so he is sprinting forward. All the Marines get evaporated in seconds for oGsTOP, but these are some free tank kills for Fenix. He's now sprinting forward. He doesn't manage to pick them off, but look at Fenix coming out ahead, 100 food against the 87 of top.
Oh my god, and it looks like Fenix is unsieging. He might move up to try and contain his opponent. I don't know what he's going to do. He has Vikings coming as well for the extra site region. Here he comes. He's got to be careful though. But every time oGsTOP's been aggressive, he's lost the fight. Fenix must not do that. And he's actually going to set up siege here and can hit the factory and barracks.
Oh, beautiful little push here by Fenix. There's the scan from top, realizing that he cannot pierce that little push. There are units loading up into the medevac. Fenix doing a good job spreading these Vikings out. Knows that he needs to see ahead as well as up to the high ground. Looks like there's going to be a re-push. He might even try to be doing drops on the top. There come the medevacs. Fenix is not noticing in time, and one of the medevacs does fall. Will he be able to take out the other one? No, it looks like that this is going to be a successful push bust by oGsTOP, but has the cost been too great? He lost a lot of medevacs, killed off some tanks, and it looks like another drop by Fenix up on the high ground.
Oh my god, up on the high ground, he's doing that as well, putting down more infantry. What will he be able to do? He's going to finish off the factory. A lot of siege tanks. Oh my god, 5 siege tanks in queue. That's a bit of a mistake.
No, he does not get the money back if he kills off that factory. Woo! Looks like he canceled it at the last second. And there, this drop is managing to pick off a lot of units. There he is, target firing down to the low ground. Fourth base going up for Fenix. Complete control over this match.
And really showing oGsTOP that it's not going to be a walkover in this game. And Fenix is ahead in the food count, 110 compared to 75 of oGsTOP, taking a fourth gold base, while oGsTOP is trying to set up base in the third on the gold. But oh no, Fenix sees it, and he's going to have to cancel that planetary fortress. Will he be able to defend it though?
It looks like, Fenix going into the mobile pressure, doing lots of Marines and Marauders, still churning out those tanks, but the barracks count is quite high at 4 with all those add-ons. And there now, we do see there's the big push, but will he be able to pick off the orbital command? It does fall, so still just 2 bases for oGsTOP, and Fenix just continues to extend that lead.
Extending that lead in such a nice fashion. 127 food compared to 85, and he is going to successfully take the gold. The thing with taking the gold in TVT on this map is if you don't control the middle, you can't do it. Because of the locations with the Xel'Naga Towers, siege tanks can set up there and just rain havoc onto the gold mine. But because he has it, he is freely available to take that, and he will be setting up a nice position on this gold base. Once again, oGsTOP trying to take it. He's lifting up his command center from the main to take the gold. He needs a third base, but Fenix, oh no, you're not trying to do this. Oh my god, he's going in.
Oh, he's trying to sprint in for the win, sieging up his tanks to annihilate these Marine lines. And look at that nice spread by Fenix, managing to pick everything off again, refusing to engage unless he is in the good position, lifting up those Vikings. Just unbelievable tactical brilliance by Fenix, and oGsTOP is out of money. He only has his natural expansion, and there's the good game. Fenix tying up the series.
Good game. Extremely strategical, nice play by Fenix.
Yeah.
Taking out oGsTOP, showing everybody that no Korean is invincible.
Yeah,
Once again.
Really, in both games, it's kind of interesting to see that Fenix came out with the lead in Game 2, and oGsTOP came out with a big lead in Game 1, but both players are so good at holding on. It shows two things. One, how good these players are, how defensive they are, but also how patient they are. They're more than willing to win a longer game in a guaranteed fashion instead of trying to sprint forward, so that means we are tied up 1-1. Whoever gets 3 wins first will be the third place victor, and the next map is Delta Quadrant.
Delta Quadrant. But that game